So DJ, I have a burning question.
Oh, so today you joined the burning
Yes.
question team.
Can you answer me how many more teams will our TD eliminate simply by supporting them?
Good question. Answer it.
I have the teams I have supported, they put up a valiant effort. They played really well. Apart from India, the rest of the teams, they played really well.
Yes, if playing well is a common factor, getting eliminated is another common factor between all of the teams. So please.
So if you really wish them to win, don't support them.
Good evening, people, and welcome to PixelSports Goal Table Football Podcast. I have with me Gigi and DJ. We will be discussing today. We will be previewing the round of 16 matches and also
Reviewing. Yes.
Okay. Reviewing the round of 16 matches and previewing the quarterfinals.
Yes.
DJ, how was it for you, the round of 16 matches?
Too good. All the matches. Two matches I think we've seen one-sided, otherwise closely contested. Every teams are giving a fight to the favorites and you cannot say that this match would be won by a specific team. It's too good. I enjoyed. It's like...
Gigi, did you enjoy as well as the DJ?
Yes, absolutely. Especially the defensive discipline showed by all the so-called smaller teams. Many of the teams are 40, 45 FIFA rankings behind
Even
others.
more.
Yes. So and there are examples where lesser teams have dominated the favorites. So it's amazing. Very few upsets, to be honest, in this round, but the quality of games, the quality of competition, outstanding.
Very few upsets, but both of you predicted a game that was to be the game of the tournament, and you guys were right. It was Iraq versus Jordan, 2-3.
Yes.
Gigi,
Yes.
how was it for you? The game was fabulous. So many ups and downs.
Yes, to be very honest, Jordan, well, here I would like to put forward one point. I predicted that Jordan would beat Bahrain, but Bahrain defeated Jordan. But DJ...
Now that Jordan will be in the round of 8, I mean the quarterfinals.
I only commented for Jordan versus Bahrain.
Yes.
No other games.
Absolutely. And see how football functions.
Yes,
Bahrain
yes.
defeated Jordan.
Yeah.
Then
Iraq defeated Japan.
defeated Japan.
Yeah.
Japan comprehensively defeated Bahrain.
Yeah.
And then we see Iraq getting eliminated
by
to Jordan.
So there is no point of FIFA rankings.
No.
That is the takeaway from this year's tournament.
Yes, but coming back to the...
Only for India there is a factor of the FIFA rankings, but the rest of the teams, they are playing like they are only about 5 places in between them.
TD, would you let the dukh khatam a little?
Yes.
Dukh abhi khatam hona chahiye, please.
Move on.
But coming back to the Iraq-Jordan match, it was once again, it was sort of a bullfight. It was a tussle between
As you guys predicted.
the Iraq attack and the Jordan defense. I remember DJ predicting that Jordan will defend with 9 men but go on the counter attack. Jordan played like that, but eventually when Iraq they were reduced to 10 men, then Jordan completely went for it, and what a final 15 minutes we had in the
Yeah.
match.
Completely changed the course of the game, DJ, right?
Fully, right? Because at one moment we are thinking Iraq is going to qualify for...
Especially after the Ayman Hussein goal.
Ayman
It
Hussein
was a
goal.
fantastic goal. I was saying to you guys in our
Yes.
WhatsApp chat group that
Yes.
Ahmed the hour, Ahmed the man,
Yes.
Ayman Hussein, what a player.
Absolutely.
But
then...
the main talking point of the match,
Yes.
the red card, GG's. I want to say to you, the Jordan's first goal, they celebrated in the same way, and then Ayman Hussein celebrated identically, but one was shown the red card.
Well, I do not agree with the red card. I think the match was fascinating. It will go down in Asian Cup history as a historic match, but the red card completely changed the game. The red card was the decisive factor, and personally, I could not understand in the beginning why the second yellow card was shown. But later, when the explanation came up, I was completely surprised. I think at such a occasion, in such a tournament, the narrative should not be about the referee.
Yes, DJ, why?
Yeah, it
red
was
card,
it
why?
was harsh. I am not saying that. I don't want to justify that, but the time wasting and he mocked the celebration.
Jordan players also did the same celebration,
but
same time wasting.
Yeah, but he mocked them. So that's the punishment he got.
I'm guessing that this is the justification given by the referees and not you.
Not me,
Right.
not me.
So, DJ, you're saying it's harsh, but
It's
just.
harsh. It's like 50-50. I'm not saying that.
50-50.
It's
This man has...
it's 50-50. It's like the referee called it, seen it as a
I
red
understand
and-
because Ayman Hussain was in a yellow card.
Yeah.
So he should have been more careful.
More careful.
That part I
Yeah,
understand.
and
but
you're playing for your nation, and you are in a knockout game against Jordan. You have to qualify. It is in injury time. Game is in injury time, so
It's
let's not do that.
always a confusion between the law and the practicality of it. I remember.
And the emotion.
Yes, I remember one example of. You would like the example of Diogo Dalot getting 2 yellow cards against Liverpool for dissent. Both of them for dissent. And
But that did not change the course of the game.
Yes.
This decision, in my opinion, changed the course of the game completely. To the opposite side.
Yes.
Because Jordan
No,
scored...
and I agree. Sometimes it is very difficult for the footballers also to control their emotion because they're playing for the nations and they're playing for some country like Iraq. And those emotions are coming out and he could not have controlled himself. But I think this red card, maybe for other footballers who are playing now, they would be more careful about this.
Overall...
Was there? I just have a question. Did you guys see any or read about any political gesture behind this?
No, I did not see any.
No.
I did not see any.
And Iraq versus Jordan, there was no political issue as well.
Yes, exactly. But
If it was Iraq versus Iran,
yes,
then...
but whenever Iran, Iraq, these nations.
Yeah, you never know
Yeah.
from where it's coming, but I didn't see any political.
And overall, the refereeing quality of this year's tournament has been pretty high.
Yes.
This is probably the only contagious decision of this round.
Couple of we have seen, but yeah, overall refereeing quality is good.
Jordan then qualifies.
Yeah.
I want to come to another match that was fascinating for many other reasons. So-called the Clash of the Titans, Mancini versus Klinsmann, South Korea versus Saudi Arabia. DJ, Saudi Arabia, you did not give them enough chances, but they put up a valiant effort. They fought till the last minute.
This match is actually proving my point. The reason I have not, like I was saying that they are not playing good. See, they are the favorite. They cannot have 10 men in their box and defend like a smaller team, right? So against Korea, I know Korea is favorite and Korea playing better football than you, but still you have to at least try to score. Last 20 minutes they were not trying at all.
Not at all in the game.
Yeah.
Korea could have scored 4 or 5 goals.
Easily.
Gigi, I want to come to you. Did you see anything tactically different from Jurgen Klinsmann in the second half?
Yes, I wanted to mention this as well. This was a battle of the titans when it came to the coaches.
Yes,
Mancini versus Klinsmann. And
Yes.
Both with enough pedigree to
Yes.
play without any pressure in this level.
Yes. In the last 15 minutes, there was a very visible tactical change. I think all of you noticed it. The way Son came from the right.
Yes.
And that completely changed the attack. Son started controlling the midfield more. He started controlling one wing. He started putting in balls. And the Saudi defense was unsettled by this. They were not expecting this. And that was very visible in the way they defended in the last 15 minutes. It was chaos in the last 10 minutes. At a particular point, 2 or 3 goals could have been scored in the span of
5 minutes.
Even
not
less
even
than
that.
Even less than that.
Less than that, 2 or 3 minutes. So I think that was a huge tactical masterclass from Klinsmann. He proved, and also the particular image of I think Mancini leaving before the final penalty.
Yes.
That was also a very striking image.
One thing I want to mention: if you see Korea's tactics, they are missing a CDM.
Yes.
And if you are a really good team, you should have exploited that part.
Neither of the two teams could control the midfield, right?
Control the midfield.
We saw that. I noticed that Jurgen Klinsmann reverted back to his 4-2-3-1.
Yes.
Son, as you said.
Yes, Korea is totally depending on the wing play.
Yes, Kang Lee and Son.
Kang Lee and Son. And
that player, the striker Cho, he could have scored a hat trick in the last 15 minutes, right?
True.
So,
But also, we need to talk about this mid-game substitute by Mancini of Radif, the striker,
Yes.
was brought in, and he was creating all the problems suddenly. He scored the goal, obviously.
Correct.
And he also got 2 more chances. He could have scored
And
again.
one disadvantage of Mancini in this tournament, he is very new in this position for Saudi coach. And Klinsmann, advantage of Klinsmann is like he's managing this team for a long time now. 3-4 years now, and he had big tournament like World Cup experience as well. So I think Mancini needs some more time. I hope he'll get
DJ, I have a question for you. Since you mentioned it back in the group stage.
I know where this is going.
Is this a reflection on the Saudi Pro League?
Yeah,
the way Saudi performed.
That we have discussed, right?
What you said, it's actually proving
that
correct.
Strikers
Having to depend on a very inexperienced striker.
Yeah, my point is very simple. My point is bringing costly player in your league will not improve. Develop your own age-based group first, and then you have to build your team first, and then you put the other foreigners in your club and play with them. So that's the point, and that's their struggling.
Gigi, this means that Australia and Korea, as we all three predicted, in the round of 8, the quarterfinals, Australia we saw won the match easily. Korea, as you spoke last time, Korea is now picking up their game. Australia have not faced a tougher opponent till now. What will be the result? How is this game going to pan out?
Look, the result between Australia and Indonesia was already out when we were doing our last video. But Australia, they have multiple scorers. Players from many positions are coming in and scoring. And DJ will once again say that Indonesia is not a good side. But Australia is probably the only side who came through almost without a hiccup.
Yes.
In this round of 16.
The only hiccup, I guess, in the round of 16, in the group stage, they drew with Uzbekistan.
Yes, but in the round of 16, eventually it was a cruise for them. It did not start off as a cruise, but eventually it was a cruise. But still, South Korea, they are picking up. But as both of you said, their midfield is a little weak.
South Korea, yes.
South Korea and
on the contrary, Australian midfield is particularly very dominant. They are very physical, they are very technical.
They have a problem with their attackers.
Yes.
But otherwise,
so my prediction remains Australia.
Australia, okay.
Yes, I think Australia will win this.
DJ, you said Korea. Are you gonna stick with it?
I will, but Korea already played. I feel they're exhausted now after this Saudi
120 minutes.
Yeah, it's like they played.
And it was an intense game, not like they were. Both the teams were going for the penalty shootout. Both the teams were trying to win the match in the extra time.
So all of them are very professional, but that can affect their game because 120 against Korea, and then again, problem with Korea this edition is they became second in their group.
Yes.
And that's why they are facing all this challenge
Big
one
teams,
by one. So, but anyway, if you have to win the tournament, you have to win every game. So, but Australia versus Korea, I am giving slight kind of advantage, and I wish Korea will win this game.
That brings us to the most exciting team, I guess. Gigi is very closely following them. The debutant. The Tajikistan side.
Yes, definitely. Fascinating game, fascinating result.
Absolutely.
Tajikistan, they were actually winning the match in the regulation time. UAE came back, scored in the injury time, but the way all of us thought actually that the momentum is with UAE. They will score again in the extra time, but it did not happen. Tajikistan held on, and it is a gutsy effort. Tajikistan is, I think, outside the top 100 when it comes to ranking. They are the first debutants after Australia in 2007 to reach the quarterfinal in their debut edition. And remember, we'll come to that, they are facing Jordan in the quarterfinal. So they have a realistic chance
Yes.
of making it to the semi-final, which is unbelievable. I cannot, I will not go into much tactical analysis of this because this was just a gutsy effort. But if DJ can talk about, wants to go into the tactical part.
How
did you see the match?
This UAE Tajikistan, they're not going all attack because their formation also, if you see, it is 4-4-2, but more bodies in the penalty box and midfield.
Two blocks of 4.
But of course they will do that. Against Jordan, against UAE, every team in this quarterfinals are bigger than them. And every team having experience to play this type of tournament. Their first time playing and they're doing this. I don't have any explanation. No strategy, no formation, nothing can actually bring them. It's all of their guts. That's why. And emotions with football bringing them here.
Gigi, I want to ask you, do you think that these kind of moves are the anti-football?
Which one?
The players, they are sitting in the low blocks, maybe sometimes in a blocks of 2-4s, or maybe sometimes even of 2 blocks of 4 and 5.
Greece won one tournament with this.
Yes, I am completely against this school of thought. If sitting back wins you matches, it is a part of football. It is a great display of football. I, for one, I want to see a gutsy effort, a gutsy defensive effort, who are clinical on counter-attacks. Look what Jordan is doing. Look what Tajikistan did. We will come to the Palestine Qatar match. Even Syria. How else do you expect them? There is a gulf of about 20 to 30 years between the greater sides because they have good ball players, they have good infrastructure, their players are playing in the bigger leagues. So you cannot beat them in their own game. You have to bring them down to your own game. For example, I remember one match between Rafael Nadal and Somdev Dev Varman, where Somdev Dev Varman actually won a set.
Yes.
And the review was made that Somdev Dev Varman, he could bring Nadal down to his own level. He was playing a certain kind of tennis. So I'm giving an example from a different sport, but
the mentality thing still holds.
Yes.
Yeah, and even playing with low blocks, refraining a team like Korea and Japan to score against you, it's difficult. It's not an easy job. And Saudi match is the proof of that, right? Saudi was trying the same, but they never succeeded.
Even in the group stage, a team like Malaysia,
drawing,
it was 3 goals.
3-all against South Korea. So how else are they supposed to do it?
Iraq against Jordan, Iraq played a different game. Against Japan, they played the similar kind of games. Only on counter attack, and they got beautiful 2 goals. This Amin Hussein only, right? So it's all part of.
It is only anti-football when you are using your hands.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
using your hand and you are fouling.
Yes, blatantly kicking someone or committing fouls. Otherwise, if you are doing things within the law of the game, by playing football, by showing guts and effort, no debate.
It requires certain amount of discipline also. Yes. It is not easy. So DJ, Jordan versus Tajikistan, you guys know who I am going to support. DJ?
Now Tajikistan is gone. No, I'll give Jordan a bit.
You, Gigi?
Look, we didn't know that Iraq won't qualify.
Yes. Yeah.
Now this is a balanced game, in my opinion.
You never know. I'll root for Tajikistan.
Okay.
I'll root for Tajikistan.
I think it's only one prediction which didn't match. That is Iraq versus Jordan.
Yes. That too was because, I guess, of the red card of
refereeing error. Yes. Anyway.
DJ, I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
You have been saying from the beginning of the tournament that Qatar is not a very good team. and I started believing in Palestine. What happened? What happened?
It was Palestine's match.
It was.
It was. Palestine played a great game on that day. See, we told you, right? Qatar is going to win that match. There is no match between Qatar and Palestine. Qatar is way better team. I am saying they are not the favorites. That does not mean that Qatar is not better than Palestine. You thought in that way, but anyway.
It was going to happen.
It was going to.
That
That's
striker Dabag. He reminded me
after
of
Qatar and Palestine match. He was texting me that no, you were right. Qatar is.
I want to state this point here as well.
Yeah.
Palestine was better.
Yes.
To be honest, Palestine
in the last
deserved
30 minutes, it was the game was being controlled by Palestine only.
Completely.
That number 11 guy Dabag.
Dabag. Amazing.
The way he
the
scored,
first finish, yes.
Yes, it reminded me of Robin Van Persie.
Robin Van Persie, yes. And he's a big fan of Van Persie
Yes,
as well.
very
And-
sweet left foot.
Yes, and the way Palestine controlled the match, Palestine deserved to win this match. They created more chances. They had more shots on target.
Hit the post, I guess.
Hit
One
the
or two
post,
targets.
yes. But I want to mention here Al Haidos
And
and
Akram
Akram Afif,
yes.
both of these players from Qatar.
You guys told.
We
You
mentioned them in the group stage as well. They are still.
Even before the tournament, you said that
Yes.
these two players will be clinical.
They are proving to be they prove to be the difference.
Yes.
Especially Akram Afif.
Akram Afif is a bit into showboarding, but okay.
It's okay.
You need that kind of
Yes.
a character in your team.
He's
right?
a character and he adds a lot of color to the Asian Cup and he is taking his team forward. You can see opponent defenders a little afraid of him. So Akram Afif brings in that and Al Haidos his balls. He's the captain, I think.
Is
So,
yes.
he's a very deserving captain and he's proving his mettle.
Yes.
DJ, now Qatar will be facing Uzbekistan, and Uzbekistan have much more serious attacking players than Palestine, like Shokurov. And what was the other guy?
Masharipov.
Masharipov.
Yes.
So I think that this would not be a cakewalk for Qatar.
Absolutely not.
Uzbekistan might win.
Might not. They will win.
They will win. Okay.
I will change my prediction here. Not change. I will say that Uzbekistan will win this match because I predicted Uzbekistan
Yes.
earlier as well because Qatar, especially after their performance against Palestine, Uzbekistan is not here to joke around.
Yes.
They are very clinical. They are
clinical.
they are playing with a lot of calmness. If they can maintain their game, the way they held Australia, the way they defeated other teams, I think Uzbekistan are favorites for this.
I think Uzbekistan is turning out to be the dark horse of this tournament because Iraq is now no longer in the tournament.
UAE and Iraq both
And our
eliminated.
main dark horse prediction was Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan.
Iraq
Yes.
we said that Iraq would be the second.
Close second, yes.
Yes, but
But you said India were going to defeat Uzbekistan by 4-0 or something like that, right?
They tried, but they failed. That is not on. That is not on me.
But also, I remember that our production manager,
Yeah.
he predicted the Iraq versus Iran probability in the final.
Yes.
So he was closely proving to be the jinx king. But
Somehow Iran managed.
Some of the referee came to our rescue. Japan versus Bahrain was the next game that I saw. I want to ask you, Gigi. You said that Japan has not peaked in this year's tournament, but now they have Mitoma back, and by God, they look unstoppable.
Yes.
Gigi, do you think Japan can go
yes.
all the way through?
We said we discussed how Japan they have gained momentum by beating Indonesia in the last match. They have solidified this with this performance. They have actually found their way. Ueda and Kubo on both the sides, Don in the front, and then you have Mitoma coming in, Minamino. Then you have already Endo. It's a formidable attack. Yes, they are a little weak in the defense. As DJ was mentioning, Tomiyasu is playing well, but the other parts of the defense are looking a little shaky. The goalkeeper
Also, the goalkeeper is looking a little bit shaky.
Shaky when they actually conceded the goal. But they can just attack and win any match against any team. what kind of an attack is this?
Yeah,
DJ?
now they have like their coach having a good problem to have because he will be like picking a cheat and decide who
And
will come.
Mitoma, when he came on, he was just sweeping away defenders. He was sweeping away 3 or 4 defenders at a time. He was making a move and suddenly everything was
So
open.
now I am thinking Iran versus Japan, right? So I predicted Iran.
Yes.
So-
Would you like to change your prediction? Iran versus Japan.
Yes, 2 reasons. First reason is obviously the way Japan is playing. But more importantly, Iran, they are missing a very important player. We'll come to that, but
Yeah.
I will change my prediction. I think Japan will win this match.
No, I'm not.
DJ?
I'm not. I'm
You
not.
still think
I'm
Iran
still
will
thinking
win?
Iran.
Why?
Yeah. See, all the teams pick this top 5 players. You find Japan's, you get only attackers.
Okay.
Okay. Even Korea, you will get wingers and attackers. Australia, you get mostly defenders and CDM players. But only Iran, if you pick top 5 players in this tournament, you get defenders, you get midfielders, you get attackers.
But
So
Iran is
all
missing their key player.
Yeah,
in,
so Taremi won't play because of that red card, and it was justified red card.
Yeah,
It
he
was-
knew immediately.
He knew.
He was shattered.
The other players also was immediately
Everyone
knew
knew.
that everyone. And
He
he had to do that.
He just
because
could not
otherwise-
stop himself. Yes.
himself.
Otherwise, it
So-
was
But during the penalty shootout, it was hard for me to look at his face.
Yes.
You
He was
were
almost crying.
One was reminded almost of Luis Suarez.
He
right?
is. Now,
The way
playing
Suarez was
No,
trying.
Sacrificed himself for the
But
sake of the team.
he knows that his team will play against Japan, and then the best after Sardar, he is the best in this team, right? So, and he will miss the game. It's huge miss for Iran, but still I think Iran can manage because Iran also will not having only the attackers or only the defender. They are not defensive team. They have good wingers, midfielders are good, and they are physical too. So Japan, I'm still giving Iran
But
a
I
point
think
ahead.
we should also give a huge shout out to Syria.
Absolutely,
Syria,
absolutely.
what a performance.
What a performance.
They are 91, guys. Their FIFA ranking is 91.
I have no words. I have
How
no words.
did they
I have no
manage?
words.
And
Yes.
they conceded 1 goal from penalty, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So no open play goal
only
against.
one penalty shoot is the difference between Iran and Syria.
Cannot even.
Iran, this world beater,
Yeah.
stealing the show in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Syria.
And we are discussing around like 60 minutes that it'll be an easy game
Yes.
for Syria, right? For Iran. And after that, suddenly Syria somehow woke up.
But
and-
kudos to Iran as well. The way they changed their game after going 10 man.
10
I
men,
think
yes.
there should be some amount of debate whether they should have gone on attack still. But I think the defensive, as we were talking about defensive discipline, the defensive discipline that Iran showed after they went down to 10 men, it was also
Yes,
very
yes.
commendable, right?
So, that only solidifies DJ's claim that Iran is capable of
Yes,
shifting gears.
that we have seen.
And also
That
Syria
already.
goalkeeper.
Syria goalkeeper. Oof.
DJ,
Best goalkeeper of this tournament.
By far, I guess.
Yes.
By far, I guess.
amazing.
Amazing.
He is such a character. He has such an aura. Like we say, the Liverpool supporters, that Virgil van Dijk has an aura. He has an aura, and that
Yes.
oozes out to the other players in the team. And it was only, I guess, by sheer luck, because the Iranian players in the penalty shootout, they were scoring almost perfect penalties.
Yes.
You cannot save them even with 2 goalkeepers.
In fact, both of you know that my prediction, my bet before the penalty shootout was on
Was on
Syria.
Syria,
Because
right.
I thought
Right.
on current form, on the way he performed in the match, he would save the penalties. But
But the shots of penalty, shots of this
Like
Iran
Iran
was
players
perfect.
was perfect.
was
It's near
unbelievable, unsavable,
Unstoppable. And one player I remember I mentioned his name before our India Syria preview match, preview show, where I took his name, Abdul Rahman Wiz. And he is like where he stopped against us, he started from that point against Iran also. Even Iran's player were struggling to catch hold of him.
So you are changing your prediction in the game between Iran and Japan to Japan, And in the finals, you see Japan and Australia, and you see Australia win.
Yes,
Right?
Yes, since you mentioned Australia, I just want to mention here that Behic, the Australian left back, he was picked up by Al Nassr.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
On loan during the tournament. So, since you mentioned that ISL has a lot of money, but
Saudi has more.
yes,
Too many scouts this time I have seen in this AFC Asian Cup. Everyone is like scouting all this. Mainly, is what I expect. Most of the players from this Jordan's team, Iraq's team, Bahrain teams will be picked up by any of the big clubs, at least in Asia.
So you are also not changing
No, I'm not.
your
I'm not.
predictions.
I'm not
You
changing.
think that Australia, South Korea final is on the cards, and
Australia's no.
Korea. No.
Iran versus South Korea.
Iran versus
final.
South Korea. Australia versus South Korea is already in the
quarterfinals.
quarterfinals.
Yeah.
You think that Korea is going to win
No.
the tournament?
So see, Australia and between Australia Korea, whoever win, they will reach final because they will.
You said
they will,
earlier
and they will
also.
get Tajikistan or Jordan. So
my prediction has changed from Australia versus Iran in the final to Australia
Versus
versus Japan.
Japan, yes.
Japan is like playing to reach, they are playing like that. They can win the tournament,
Still,
still he feels,
Let's
and
see.
I feel Korea. Let's see.
Can you guess what I think?
Please don't
Who-
support anyone.
who is going
Please
to
don't
win?
support. Please.
Don't support the underdogs.
Huh.
Whatever you do, don't do that, please.
Yeah. Don't support.
Should I just support the Australian team then?
Whatever you do,
I don't have any
support
problem.
anyone.
I don't have any problem.
Don't support the underdogs. Let them live.
Yes, please.
So I will do one thing. I will support them from inside my head. I will not announce it to anyone. Okay, that is fine.
Yeah. Okay.
That is only time will tell.
Okay.
Let's see.
Let's see. We will be back again after the round of 8. I mean the quarterfinals. Until then, stay wild.